remember the time when you first discovered the internet and you made use of all the useful websites at your disposal? Yeah, that must have felt like hitting the jackpot at the time, right? Well, now you can imagine what it must feel like to discover that you've got superpowers. Luckily though, the TVCU is always there to fulfill your deepest fantasies. No, not that kind, you sick freaks. I'm talking about helping you relate to your favourite comic book characters with Volume 2 of my biggest superhero power discoveries in movies. Yeah, we're kicking things off with one of Ryan Reynolds' earliest mistakes, the not-so-coveted glowy green spandex dude with a magical ring. Now, while Green Lantern might have been an absolute shitfest, the moment where Hal Jordan first discovers his powers is actually kinda cool. I mean, the dude gets lifted into space and is then taken into a weird-looking spaceship, all thanks to his ring. It pretty much ties into the fear of getting kidnapped by aliens, and I'm sure some conspiracy theorists would have made some lame-ass podcasts about the hidden meanings behind this scene. I'm more of a simple guy who enjoyed watching Hal get in a suit lasered into his body, after which he finally realizes that he is the Green Lantern. He must have been relieved that his induction didn't involve any anal probes, but I'm pretty sure Deadpool would have wanted a more thorough examination.
Ah, green! Woo!
Don't they always get the girl?
A lot of positive energy regarding the 2015 reboot of Fantastic Four, but there were a few dark moments that really caught our attention. The most prominent one is when Reed Richards realizes he's an elastic rubber band and uses his powers to escape captivity. The suddenness of the scene really stands out, but the moment that sticks with me the most is when he straight up abandons Ben after seeing that he's turned into the Thing.
Shit! Ben, I'm coming back for you, I promise!
No, seriously, he just wiggles out of there even as Ben desperately cries for help. Bruh, that's your homie out there, and you've got the powers to help him out, so do it! Man, even a snitch like Tekashi69 ain't as bad as that. Anyway, the Multiverse of Madness has given us a taste of what we can expect from Phase 4, and I don't want to let out any spoilers, so let's just keep this channel a quiet place for now.
Oh shit, genius.
It's one thing to find out that you've got superpowers and another to test them out. Yeah, sure, Billy technically discovers his powers after being chosen by Shazam. Come on, this scene is way better. You get to watch a literal kid in an overpowered man's body record a bunch of power flexes for YouTube clout. Hey, that's supposed to be my job, isn't it, right? Anyway, the scene's probably the funniest moment in the entire film as we see Shazam and his buddies try to pinpoint his whole list of powers ranging from laser eyes to super strength. This really hits hard considering how relatable it is to all the TikTok savvy influencers that are currently a dime a dozen. The fire immunity test could have very easily have been something a couple of 12-year-olds would have tried in order to go viral, but they probably should have saved that kind of stuff for the Human Torch or Ghost Rider though. Oh, wait, that's the wrong franchise, isn't it? I guess I forgot the director was blatantly trying to rip off the Marvel blueprint.
English!
Gwyneth Paltrow has always found herself paired up with polarizing male characters. I mean, she was married to the lead singer of Coldplay for a while, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, she finally had her time to shine after Aldrich Killian injected her with the Extremist Serum. Look, I'm aware that she already figured out what would happen to her afterwards, but technically, she still had to discover her newfound powers firsthand, and she sure as hell kicked some serious ass. Killian just went through 2 of Tony's Iron Man suits, and even the self-destruction of a 3rd one didn't kill him, so we know the dude can take a beating. But yeah, even though she used the suit's weapons, Pepper still managed to whoop the fake Mandarin's ass and blow him up to shreds without even breaking a fiery sweat. I wonder if Tony wanted to get hot and heavy with her after this whole escapade.
So why don't you lift up that face mask and give me a kiss?
Ping pong, beep beep. Huh. You want to just kiss it on the facial slit?
Well,
It was about time that the MCU got an Asian superhero, and Shang-Chi discovering his groove with the rings was a smooth transition that gave him a lot more context than just being a cheap Jackie Chan ripoff. The battle against the OG Mandarin was very neatly choreographed, and the way Shang-Chi takes control of the rings in the middle of the fight really slaps harder than a cuckolded Will Smith. But yeah, apart from the gorgeous display of CGI mixed with martial arts, we also got to witness something very different. A guy facing his daddy issues. Not that the dude suffered from low self-esteem or anything like that. He's already got Aquafina in the friend zone. Well, at least for now. We all know how Marvel likes to pair characters with each other for no reason. Just look at Deadpool and Colossus.
You shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman.
So talking about guys with unresolved daddy issues, here's an entry that takes the concept to a whole other planet. Star-Lord has done some stupid shit during his time in the MCU, slapping Thanos, forget that. But he's still an okay guy back in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I mean, give the man a break. He must come to terms with the fact that he's half god and that his dad is a massive asshole named Ego, so it doesn't really get more meta than that, does it? Anyway, Ego's busy destroying a freaking planet all by himself and has left his son with no other option but to embrace the dark side. I mean the god side. The fight that follows is a CGI spectacle to behold, and I guess it's nice to see a dickhead dad getting bitch slapped by his own son. You should have kept those powers, Peter. It would have really come in handy against Titan's very own thick daddy.
Quill from Terra, led by Yondu Udanta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
Yeah, I know Captain Marvel isn't exactly a fan favourite, so thanks Brie Larson, but you gotta admit it, she's hella strong. If you can muster up the strength to ignore the excessively exhausting feminist undertones of the movie, the final scene really is a sight to behold. I mean, what's not to like? Captain Marvel suddenly realises that she's got a lot more juice in the tank and makes sure that Yon-Rog's gaslighting days are over. Oh yeah, she also destroys Ronin's ship for good measure too. That dude was shown to be such a huge badass in Guardians of the Galaxy, but here, he just looks like a grade A wuss. Either way, this scene was the highlight of the movie because other than that, we've got just a lot of unnecessary yapping. Man, Samuel L. Jackson must have taken a hefty paycheck just to keep his potty mouth shut during the entire runtime.
Wolverine.
Wolverine is an eternal Australian darling, and this list would have been incomplete without his testosterone-fueled presence. So technically he already knows his powers at this stage, but this is more of him discovering an upgrade rather than checking out his skills for the first time. After bearing the pain of a highly torturous surgery, Logan realizes he's got a shiny skeleton now, and it's a whole new level of added protection. Of course, that also includes some sleek adamantium claws, and he gets to work ASAP. The revitalized hard-ass, no pun intended there, goes batshit crazy on Stryker's men while also hanging dong. Yeah, sure, the action is cool and stuff, but I wonder how the female staff would have reacted after seeing Hugh Jackman naked live in front of them. Not that I'd want to see him nude or anything like that, but I'm just curious. You know what?
Go fuck yourself.
Nope, this ain't the Mark Ruffalo or Edward Norton Hulk, this is the 2003 Eric Bana version. Yeah, that's a real thing. This movie was all kinds of weird, but it still gave us the first time Bruce Banner genuinely discovered his powers. It's not even like a high-stakes situation or anything. The guy just gets pissed off over some plot stuff. That's when he realizes he's packed an angry green giant inside him, and while the CGI makes Hulk look like an oversized booger, the impact of the scene is crucial towards his overall characterization, even regarding the MCU versions. It also isn't what you'd expect after a standard Hulk transformation. The guy just breaks some shit and throws a tantrum as if he's a 4-year-old kid who's not getting his candy. Anyway, it's still a classic scene, and the movie really doesn't deserve the amount of hate it gets.
You're making me angry. Oh, am I?
Yes, Logan claims top honors on yet another one on my list. To be honest, I'm aware of my obsession with Wolverine. You could say that even the TVCU suffers from nepotism, but I don't care. It's a valid choice, and I bet a lot of you would agree with this pick. I mean, it's the most iconic live-action X-Men character discovering his powers for the first time as a kid. And what's the first thing he does? He kills his own freaking father. Man, I know Shang-Chi and Star-Lord had their issues, but this is straight up patricide. To be fair, he doesn't even know it until it's too late, but the deed's done and the world's favorite anti-hero is born. See, there's some serious merit to this choice. I'm not a YouTube version of Harvey Weinstein. Oh, that might not be the greatest comparison. Look, forget I said that.
You right in there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And there you go. That was volume 2 of my biggest superhero power discoveries in the movies. Like, share, and subscribe to show some love, and head over to the description for a peek into my Patreon, Discord, and other socials. Alright then, I'll see you next time on the TV Regent.